Hello people, I hope you're all well. I'm excited. We're going to have a spot of lunch, but most importantly is I've got an amazing new stove to show you. Oh, I'm like a kid at Christmas Eve. Haven't used it yet, only arrived in the post yesterday, I think it was. So this is the first use. Let's find somewhere to sit down and go through it and have a look. It's baking hot, as it has been for over a month now. Well, this is it. This is the 3FUL alcohol stove, but it's a cone stove. If you don't know what a cone stove is, don't worry, it will become very apparent. So as you can see, it comes with its own net bag, and the net bag is extra wide because you can see you fit your bottle of alcohol in there. So like I say, extra wide. Here's a little genius, a little idea. You see they've put a little rubber stopper there, so that you can lift it without burning your fingers. And little attention to details like that makes things seem so much better. As you can see, the alcohol, which I'm using biofuel, but of course you can use meth and all the other liquid fuels. It's a 100ml bottle, but they even, they go so far as to send you this little, say like 30ml or something maybe, a little measuring cup, because the thing about this stove is it's so efficient. You only need tiny amounts of fuel. I'm used to saturating my stoves with fuel and having to refill them 2 or 3 times whilst cooking, which is and can be quite dangerous. Only takes it not to have gone quite out completely, because a lot of alcohol stoves, the flames can be almost invisible, and you might think it's gone out, and it looks like it's gone out. You pour more fuel in, and boom, recipe for disaster instead of recipe for dinner. So it makes a difference knowing exactly how much you put in, and so let's have a look. You get these less than ideal, but very, they work. They do their job. Now this is a 750 pot. Unfortunately, it has no markings. It has a little spout thing there. You can just see, yeah. I would prefer to have some markings on it, but it's not a deal breaker. This, believe it or not, is the stove itself. This is a simmer ring. So that's your stove. Has this safety felt or something so that if you do kick it over, it's not going to empty the contents all over the floor and start a fire. So again, attention to detail. Very few, very Trangia. Apart from Trangia, I don't know many companies that give you simmer rings. You have to make your own. There are some, but if you could let me know in the comments below, because I can't think of a name right now, but there is a company I know does simmer rings. Anyway, on to the next part. This is what we'll call the cone. A sort of felt strap to keep it all in place. Now I know what you're thinking. No, it's just a windshield. No, it's not really just a windshield. It has a greater use than just being a windshield. There's one. Just do the other one. So here we have. Some of you might be thinking it's a bit like a Dalek. I suppose it does. But if you see these three little retainers there, and we have on this side 3 corresponding so what we do is we line them all up. There we go, 1, 2, 3. Now we have a very, very efficient cone stove. What you do is you put that in the centre, that there, and your pot fits in like so. There are other versions of this. There is the Storm and Norman, which a chap who he's the first one to do this. He made a certain amount, and unfortunately the poor chap died, and it became a mythical thing. I know of 2 people that have got one, and they're both sort of big YouTubers. And there was quite a long absence without anything like this on the market. Then another YouTuber called Stripey Hat Guy. Him and a friend got together and reproduced something similar. I believe that's called the Featherlight 500. You can get that from... oh dear, my memory is so bad. Yeah, so this is this fantastic stove that I'm so excited to use. I'd rather be taken out in the camp, but I'm not going camping till tomorrow night, I think it is. But I'm itching to use this stove. And so we're going to make a drink and something to eat. But also, as well as making something to eat, I'm going to see if I can use a frying pan on top of that. So I brought my Jetboil skillet, and we'll have a look to see if I can cook anything else on here without using this pot. Okay, right, I'll speak to you in a moment. So it's simple to work out why it's so efficient Obviously this does an amazing job of keeping the wind off, but it maintains the heat. It adds extra warmth, you know, from the flame just hitting the bottom of the pot and escaping. It's all more contained and again more efficient, and it's also so light. This system, without the fuel, it's 166 grams, I believe. Well, one of my other pots weighs that on its own without the cone. Now they say it's so efficient that this small bottle of alcohol fuel will last you about 3 days. I don't know if that'll probably just be boiling water 3 times a day. I may be wrong with that, so I'll double check. But let's as I said, 750 gram that. What we'll do is we'll make a cup of coffee first. Haven't brought my mocha pot, so it's just going to be some coffee from a sachet. So let's have a look. Take the simmering off. I don't know how much to use. So let's say if that's 100, there's more than 100 in there. So we're going to see if we can boil the kettle on, it's like 15 milliliters. We're not really going to time it, but yeah, we'll give it a loose timing. Well, I don't know if you can see, but there's steam coming out, and we have a rolling boil. That took about 5.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes for a boil on the alcohol stoves. What I want to do, without burning my hand, just going to take it off. As you can see, it's still going. I'll put that back. I want to see, because we put very little fuel in that. want to see how long it lasts for. Yep, still see a flame. It's doing well. Ouch, it's actually burning my arm. So it's light, it's very efficient. There's still a flame. It's well thought out. It has little attention to details. Is there anything wrong with it? It costs nearly £70, or nearly $100 American. You can get a Trangia for about the same money. Trangias, I love my Trangia. I've got a Trangia 27. I adore it. I've used it for decades. But it's heavy. And I'm old. I have diseased lungs. I have to carry lightweight stuff now. It's still going. And we've seen how little I put in that. Tiny amount. Yep, it's gone now. So that was from the minute I lit it to now. It's probably about 17 minutes it burned for, with that tiny amount. I think it might last 3 days. Okay. Now this is a Jetboil skillet. It's quite heavy. So the stove is taking it, thankfully. Oh yeah, I'm impressed. I'm enjoying this. Now I gave it a full tub of the little measuring cap in this load. So we'll see if that is enough to cook a full bacon sandwich. So there is another cone stove. It comes from America. It's called the Caldera. It's quite difficult to get hold on in Britain, and I did hear it's not being made anymore. But the person who told me a few other inaccurate details. So I'd check that yourself if you're looking for one. This one came from China. Like I said, a company called 3FUL. They make the Lanshan 1 and the Lanshan 2 as well. So it is actually a good, reputable company. I know some people don't like using Chinese stuff, even though a lot of their mainstream kit would have been made in China. But anyway, it isn't like some of the selling sites, Temu and whatever. It didn't take months and months to get here. Honestly, I was so impressed. It was under 2 weeks. I can't remember exactly how long it took, but yeah, not long over a week, I'd say. Which, for those of you who've waited months for stuff from China, you can feel safe in the knowledge that this doesn't take months. I know I'm using it right here, right now, right here, right now, but I don't consider this to be its true test. It's true test when it goes in the rucksack and I have to carry it for a distance and feel how much lighter it is than my other stoves. Well, my alcohol stoves anyway. Having to clean the pan, not an enjoyable task. As you can see, I boiled some hot water and I have some washing up liquid with me and a little sponge. Frying pan done, or skillet, wherever you are in the world. So now it's relaxed, everything's washed. I did make one little slight mistake. I've got no water to rinse my cup out when I finish my coffee, but I'm going straight home and I will wash the frying pan or skillet again under more hygienic conditions. So I'll just do the cup when I do the pan. But now I'm going to sit back and drink my chocolate and soak up some sun. So I'll speak to you in a moment with conclusions and whatnot. Yeah, so there we have it. The 3F UL alcohol cone stove. 750-ish pot. Which means, you know, if you're doing dehydrated meals, you could probably get a dehydrated meal and somewhat of a hot drink as well. We have the actual stove itself with a simmer ring. I haven't used the simmer ring yet, but it's as all simmer rings should be. Then you have the cone itself and the fuel bottle. The first testing this morning, or this afternoon, whichever it is now. Yeah, it's afternoon now. It has worked really well. I'm quite impressed. The efficiency of it when you're using the pot. Oh, it was half the time it took for my other alcohol stoves, but you know, just for efficiency. And this is the big thing about this stove. You can carry smaller amounts of fuel because of how efficient it is. It's lighter than some other pots of this. Again, I think it's 166 grams all in. I was going to say it does what it says on the tin, but it doesn't say anything on the tin. Yeah, I'm impressed. And I can't wait to get it out on the trail. Other downfalls? Yeah, I'm not that happy with the... Not that happy with the handle. But... It's... you know... It's a handle. It does what it's supposed to. No markings, measurements on the part. I've been sat here trying to think of the last time I used the markings on a part anyway. And I can't remember it. So, and the cone that makes it all possible. It's difficult to understand how light it is. It is a good piece of kit. I know I've only used it the once, but just what it's showing me, it is a good piece of kit. It strips down easy. It's so easy to, put together and to strip down. Again, the bag. Again, another attention to detail. The bag is left with loads of space so you can put your bottle in, cinch it up, and that goes in your bag, and that's negligible. You wouldn't know that you're carrying that. Now I use the skillet on top, which takes away a lot of its efficiency, and I used a bit more fuel. But it did allow me to cook on top of it. So you don't have to be stuck with your dehydrated meals. You can go a bit further and be a lot more experimental with what you cook, and maybe even could start making some cordon bleu gastronomy. It's all up to you. But I'm happy. I'm so happy. Maybe not so happy because of how much it cost me. I did hum and ha for quite a while. And that's the thing, while I was humming and hawing, it was going up in price. As everything has done recently. If I'd bought it when it first came out, instead of being a tightwad. But I've got it now. I've absorbed the pain of the price. And now it's just about enjoying it as a piece of kit that will make my life easier. So that's about it. I hope this has been informative for you. And for any vegans out there, I'm sorry I ate bacon. I want you to take care of yourselves now, because it can be a rough old world. Take care. I'll speak to you next time. Oh yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and hype. Thank you very much.